The Somalis are beefing with Black America again.
Like, our cultures are better. Like, we simply don't have the degeneracy we see in your culture a lot.
If your culture is so popping, why is the education system so bad in your culture? Why do y'all barely have any type of healthcare system over there? Why is all of the infrastructure in your own homeland destroyed? Mogadishu is a terrible city. It's terrible. Why is that going on in your homeland right now? Why is the tribalism going on in your own homeland right now? And y'all are the majority of the population, by the way.
I didn't see this coming.
Okay, one, colonialism, and two,
we were colonized too. No, Black Americans were colonized too. We were colonized too. You're the majority. We're the minority over here. You're the majority.
Yeah, you guys were colonized. You guys were enslaved, and you guys have the lowest literacy rate. You guys have the lowest.
That's not true. Wait, hold on. That's you're lying. That's not true. That's not true at all. It's not true at all. See what you're talking about.
We've heard everything you've said before. People always make fun of Somalia, but I still think I'm better than everyone. Like, God has made me Somali Muhammad. Like, I'm okay. I'm okay. On top of that, I'm Somali American, broski. Like, I'm winning on both sides.
Let's pause for a second, because right here is where the conversation usually goes wrong. A lot of immigrants, when they get into debate with Black Americans, come from a place of defense, but without solid facts to back it up. You cannot defend a position if you don't fully understand it. What I've noticed is that Black Americans often approach these conversations differently. They bring history, context, and verifiable facts. They are not just speaking from emotion. They are grounding their arguments in reality. Africans, let's be honest, Black Americans are not migrating to our countries in search of opportunities. Most who come here are either visiting, traveling, or maybe retiring. But on the other hand, many of us are the ones migrating to their country. So at the very least, that should bring the level of humility in their conversation. But the problem with some of our people is that they're not even aware of the contributions of Black Americans. So I'm gonna keep playing the rest of the video, listen to what is being said. I will come back at the end as usual. If you like the video, please click on the like button and tell me what you think as you are watching it.
When they love to talk about how they come over here and do better, don't let that get twisted and get y'all mixed in your head. These people do not care about education. They do not care about family values. They don't care about any of that. I would advise y'all to do y'all history on their homelands and why they had to flee.
This whole thing is just making me realize is jealousy. Actually just jealous of Somalis because of how successful we became in a matter of one generation. They're jealous of our success because they expect us like to be at the bottom of the bottom.
We should respect your culture, we will not change ours. We should respect your country, we will not forget ours. Wherever we go, we bring our culture, we bring our heritage, our religion. Somalis are Muslim.
You want to talk about culture? There is no culture in a lot of your homelands. Your homelands are depleted and destroyed. Your main cities are like our hood cities. Like, that's your best city. If you compare the education system in your homeland to the Black American education system here, it's completely not even a question.
Somalis are the land of the rich, the land of poets, the land of the articulate. Somalis are entrepreneurs. They're creatives.
See, a lot of y'all like to do this thing where y'all say, we came over here and we do better than you. Well, let me tell you, there's something that y'all get that Black Americans don't get. We don't get immigrant benefits. We don't get handouts and vouchers. We don't get paperwork that gives us easier to access to get education. We don't get international scholarships. We don't get any of these things. Everything we got it out the mud.
Somalis are so successful. Somali-owned law firms, Somali-owned pharmacies, Somali-owned everything you can think of, and it's so inspiring to see that what my community could do in just 30 years. Literally, we came to this country not speaking English, not knowing anything. We're Black, Muslim, we're immigrant, and we're able to be that successful. It should be really applauded. Like, I need Trump to stand up and applaud for us because it's shocking.
If y'all actually did something to build it back up, which is why y'all flee to Canada, y'all flee to the US, and y'all flee to the UK, because most of you people are lazy. Most of the men in your homelands are actually lazy.
How can you hate a people that are so creative, that are literally able to create magic from nothing, okay? To create excellence from being stepped on. Still we rise, still we shine.
And a lot of times, y'all really jealous because y'all understand that we have the popping culture and everybody wants to be us. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be over here. Everything that y'all got because we gave you an opportunity to get it. America and the UK and Canada, they get the top 10% of their countries. I hope y'all know that.
So you should be thanking us because Minnesota would have been nothing if Somalis didn't move there. Like, if we're being honest, like, we have made that state pop and we have made it beautiful for the rest of the world. So you should thank us, and if you want, you can donate Minnesota to the great country of Somalia. Like,
see, they like to play this game where they like to be like I came over here and all I had was a bottle of water and I had some lint in my pocket and I was able to come to America and I was able to be successful. You driving around in Uber, you're not successful. They get all this paperwork, they get food stamps, they get housing benefits. It's 6, 7 people in a house.
And they want our allyship. And we're like, absolutely not. Every black person that comes from another country to America takes on the white mindset. It's like they have Stockholm syndrome. Like they just started believing they're colonizers. But in reality, y'all don't mess with us, so we're good.
Somalis will not adapt. We do not adapt. That's true. That's true. We do not assimilate.
You're not entitled to this country. Being in this country or migrating to this country is a privilege.
They want us to be very obedient. They want us to throw religion to, keep the religion in the mosques like they did to the churches. They want us to assimilate. The government should be our religion, our faith. Everything they say, we need to just accept it. Somalis are not like that.
Imagine every Somali went back to their country, and imagine we all went back here. All of us got deported. Everyone went back to their own countries here. Somali would definitely be the list, right? I'll be honest with you, Somali will be lively. Just Somalis around. Listen, don't shoot the messenger in there. That's what I'm thinking, innit? You know me? The way it should.
So there is an issue right now between the Somali community and the black community in St. Cloud, Minnesota. There's some gang called the DTS. I don't know if this is a Somali gang. I don't know if this is a black gang. But it's some clique or whatever, and there's about 40 to 50, maybe more than that, people who are claiming to be this DTS or whatever. Somalians are jumping out on black kids and black people in general everywhere, on bus stops, at the schools and everything. They're jumping out on them with guns and they're fighting them. God. Jumping on them just because they're black. I need y'all to come on in because these are high school kids, middle school kids, and elementary children that are out here doing this, okay? My kids have not necessarily been involved in anything. However, my daughter, my youngest daughter, did start getting messages from some Somalian kids threatening to jump her, calling her niggers. And
what the is going on? So you mean to tell me there's a gang called DTS that's Somalis in St. Cloud, Minnesota, that's literally attacking black Americans, kids, elementary school kids, teens, the elderlies, anybody black American is getting attacked by Somali gangs. And you know what's very ironic about this? The irony is that last night, Love Jones, hosted a live saying that this African man was basically alluding to the fact that black Americans was planning to attack Africans and Caribbeans. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that ironic? And then some of them had the nerve to get on the panel saying, oh, I did see a video of that. That would be world-class news. It would be viral all over the place if there was a black American sitting up on the internet anywhere saying that they were going to directly target and attack Africans or Caribbeans or just immigrants in general. Like, the lies that they spew. Most of the things that these people say is just straight projection. Straight up projection. Because this is how they carry on in their countries. The tribalism, they literally have all types of wars and everything in conflict, physical combat with each other. We don't do that. Yes, y'all can say, oh, y'all had the gangs of Bloods and the Crips, black and black crime. Okay, but we don't literally G-side people. That's not what we do. We don't G-side whole communities, women, children, and everybody in between for no rhyme or reason. That's not what we do. Now, I'm not going to say that we don't have degenerates and people in our community that absolutely is a mess. I'm not going to say that that's not the case. But in large, no. Less than like maybe 1% of us is in that type of life to whereas they in a goddamn gang and they just out here running amok in the street. Like literally like maybe 1% of us. Like let's just keep it real. The average black American is not on some tribal war type of shit, jumping out just attacking random people. So now I'm thinking like, is it a psyop? Like, did that guy make that prompt saying that black Americans were doing this to try to get ahead of the fact that it's actually Africans, the Somalians, that's doing that? This is outrageous. This is outrageous. And I think Eden was on my live. Shouts out to Eden. She was on my live and she said, it was Eden and it was Erica. Erica said, we gonna match energy. And I believe Eden, I can't remember which one of them said it, but they were like, eventually we might have to get to that point to where we are out in the street with them. Now, I don't know what the Black American population is like in Minnesota, in St. Cloud, Minnesota, but at the end of the day, prepare yourselves. Stay armed, strapped, whatever. Get you some spray, whatever it is that you need, because these people are starting to attack us in the street now. And calling the N-word, calling racial slurs, yet they would get up on a podium and say, oh, they will use our oppression and they will use systemic racism and try to leech and tether onto that to fight for their causes. They use the things that we went through. They marching in Selma, Alabama, singing "We Shall Overcome," talking about it was them and then, and now it's us, and now trying to co-opt our civil rights movement for their convenience. Those people never identified as Black. They do not ever see themselves as you. Don't ever get it twisted. What y'all think about this? This is outrageous.
Overwhelming majority of the Somali people don't affiliate with Africans on the continent or Black Americans, period. They have delineated. And how you know, take my great friends, the Jamaicans, right? How many Jamaicans you know that are married to Black Americans or married outside of their culture? Now, how many Somalis you know that's married outside their culture? A lot of you are ready to go cosplay and jump on the bandwagon. When I heard Trump cuss out the Somalis and dog them out, I bust out laughing. You know, I'm all about peace and unity. But these people don't. I've worked for Somalis. I worked for a Somali guy who I thought was cool at first. And then I kind of analyzed the fact that dude tried to enslave me. My second year as a truck driver, he really tried to enslave me. And they believe in slavery. They think they Arabs. And if you look, it ain't hard to find some of the rhetoric that they got online. When I was in Kenya last month, and I seen the Somali community, and they had a compound with nothing but Somalis, the schoolhouse. And I asked the locals in Mombasa, I was like, do the Somalis deal with you guys? Or do they alienate themselves? We're like, yeah, they don't really mess with us. They got a whole culture on their own. They think they're Arabs. I really believe in unity. But I bust out laughing. I died laughing when I heard Trump going off on the Somalis. Oh, it was funny to me. If it would have been anybody else, I wouldn't have, I'm not proud of it, but it was funny to me because I know how they are. I know how they think. I know how they feel about blacks. They really feel like we the scums of the earth in America. Yeah, the Somalis. So don't go running. Hold up, stop, pause. Don't go running in defense of these Somalis because they have delineated.
First things first, I'm actually so shocked that Trump is attacking us. I think Trump should be thanking us in multiple ways, and I'm going to explain. First things first, I think we are a good example of what the American dream can look like. Like, Somali Americans, and it's making me sad and it's funny. Like, I know Somali people are very funny. We're like the class clan who also happens to be valedictorian.
And any culture that comes over here and tries to belittle the African Americans, you got to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got to be out of your mind to come over here on the backs of blacks and try to belittle blacks. First of all, you don't even understand the struggle. Yeah, we got our problems otherwise, but black people holding the line. And I said this before, black people in America holding the line. It's not that we are lazy and don't want to work. We already knew the shit that's happening, like happening to Mexicans, it happened to other races. When they get tired of you, they gonna throw your ass away. And blacks don't work for cheap. We don't work for cheap. It ain't that we don't want to work. We not doing that shit. We tired of slavery is over. It's technically slavery is not over, but we are trying to get wages that are suitable for these times. But no, we're not going. We have been here in this country. We have helped to build this country to a standard, and we can't work. You can't survive off $12.99. You can't survive off $18 an hour. So we will not work these jobs for this amount. And furthermore, I hate to be the one, but break the news, but you destroy the ecosystem when you come from another country and you work for less than what the people of that country is requiring for companies to pay. And I'm sitting here and I've seen the whole system, the trucking system, almost destroyed because people coming from other countries and working here for less than what the people here work for. And greed and cheap labor is what capitalism in America thrive off of. They want you to work for nothing. And you making it harder for people to live at a decent wage when you come to this country and you work for less than what the people here are demanding, and you get friction between you and those people. You're wrong 10 times to come over here and take advantage of the hard work of African Americans and then act like you're better than them. I said it, and I said the FBA, all y'all people that been waiting and want me to say it, I'm saying it, and it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. That's all I had to say. One love to all people. Until the color of a man's skin is no longer significant than the color of his eyes, there shall be no peace. There shall always be war.
Here in Minnesota, a local realtor reached out to me to tell me about another way that Somalians are scamming Minnesotans out of their taxpayer dollars. In her community alone, Somalians have bought up over 455 homes. They buy these homes, claiming they're turning these homes into home health care centers. She says the way we know Somalians have bought these homes is because all of a sudden, extremely nice cars start showing up. Mercedes, BMWs, the nicest cars are parked in the driveway. And she said by law, the state will not come out and inspect these homes and make sure these homes even have clients living in these homes. She also said, as a realtor, she cannot disclose to people wanting to buy homes in this neighborhood that Somalians have bought that home and they're using that as a home health care center. She said these homes can even take people in who've just been released from jail, and the neighborhood does not need to know about this. But she says many of these homes do not even have clients in them. But the state is writing them checks every month for the clients that the Somalians say are in these homes. And these Somalians are making millions of dollars off of these homes every year. The Somalians have figured out exactly the perfect plan as to how to scam Minnesota taxpayers out of their money. They are banking on this, making millions of dollars. And the government here in Minnesota is too lazy to go and check it out and to see if there's even clients living in these homes. The fraud in Minnesota is so deep. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
It is honestly sad that we're still having this diaspora debate. And from what I'm seeing, it is not ending anytime soon. Nothing will change unless people are willing to admit where they are wrong, take responsibility, and move with humility. Right now, it feels like everyone is trying to defend themselves. People are talking past each other, looking down on one another, and I'm telling you that we never solve anything. You have seen the clips, but before I comment on them, I want to appreciate Black Americans. I've been making content about Black Americans for a long time, and one thing that I've noticed is this. They are honest, they are not people pleasers, they know their worth, and they don't tolerate disrespect just to make others feel comfortable. I can also say that they are direct and assertive, but also respectful. If you say or do something wrong, they will address it clearly and correct you. I've been seeing it in the comment sections where you guys were correcting me, where I have made mistakes, or where I have said something in the wrong way. I am pretty sure that your strength did not come from nowhere. It has connection with your history. The courage, the resistance, the boldness. You have inherited that from generations that fought for their rights and their dignity. That deserves respect. Another point that I also want to talk about is that for some immigrants, especially Somalis, they hardly integrate into other communities. And even the lady in the video said it. They never assimilate. And I understand it. Every group, every community has the rights to preserve their culture. But if you move to another country and choose not to connect with people around you, it can create problems. You cannot come into a new country and expect things to work exactly like back home. Think about it in this way. If I come into your house as a guest, I don't expect you to change your rules for me. I will have to learn how things are done in your home and then adjust. In the same way that immigrants should not expect Black Americans to accommodate them. Instead, they should make effort to understand the community they are living in, learn the history, the culture, the customs, how things are done there. That is the way to build real connections with these Black Americans. Immigrants should understand that if there are no interactions, no trust is built. When people don't trust each other, suspicion grows. We have seen situations recently like discussions that came out of Minnesota. And I think one of the reasons that sparked that incident is the isolation of Somali communities in Minnesota. It caused suspicion. Many Americans around them were suspicious of what they are doing in their daycare homes. They couldn't allow anybody to enter apart from one of their own. A Black American man in those clips also talked about some of the economic issues that are caused by some immigrants. Many immigrants go to the US under pressure, having families to support, problems to solve back home. They have a strong need to make money as quick as possible. But the desire to make money quickly may make these immigrants to accept working for low wages that many Americans cannot accept. Secondly, they can accept to work under poor working conditions that cannot be tolerated by many Americans. When that happens, many employers will take advantage of it. They may decide to replace workers with those immigrants who are willing to work more for less. Even if that was not the intention of those immigrants, it can create tension and resentment. And as I said, because of the nature of Black Americans, they are not willing to work under those poor working conditions. But it's not that all immigrants are like that. The only immigrants who are like that are those with no other options, but those who go to America with other options. We also not tolerate nonsense. So y'all immigrants, sometimes you have to accept that Black Americans are telling you the truth, even though you're not comfortable with it. And one more thing, Black Americans are welcoming and open. In fact, they are the ones who fought for you to enter into America. But many of them have realized that many immigrants confuse their kindness with weakness. They have also seen that when immigrants arrive there, they're not thankful for what they have done to them, but instead they are being disrespectful, they are pleasing white people. So my advice to your Somalis and the other immigrants, if one of your own has done something wrong, you should acknowledge it, not defend it. And once you stop making all of those mistakes that many of you guys make, you will see how supportive and genuine Black Americans are. Once you start having deep conversations with Black Americans, you will learn a lot from them. I have personally learned a lot from Black Americans. Instead of us focusing on constant defense, let us focus on respect, understanding, and real unity. That is my message today. If you've got any addition or any correction, feel free to drop it down there in the comment section. And if you have enjoyed watching this one, the best way to support me is to click on the like button and share this video to your friend who might be interested. Peace and love to all of you. See you next time.